Yo, everybody. You guys hear me okay? Oh, man. So I have not streamed in quite a while, but I'm trying to get back into it. And yeah, I haven't been making that much music because I've been moving. So I'm forcing myself to kind of hop back in and see what I can get going, try to sketch some stuff. So yeah, let me know in the chat if there's anything you guys want to hear. Um, but yeah, I find sometimes, when it's just like you have a little creative block or you're not that not feeling it that much, it's good to just start dropping samples in and just kind of force yourself, even if it's garbage. So we'll see what we can make here. Some random sample. I don't know what BPM. 150 to 160. Let's do 160. Volume and everything's okay for you guys? You guys can hear this all right? My voice and everything? Had to reset it all up, and every time I stream, I don't do it enough that I remember what to do. So let me know if there's any audio issues. Drums, random mix. Let's find a little snare. If you can be a little loud, if that's okay with you, and chats. Can you be a little loud? Low key as fuck. What do you mean by that? Do I use my own sample packs? Sometimes I should more, but you guys should use them. We'll use some of them. We'll use some KRANE samples. Lower the sound of Ableton compared to your voice. Yeah? Ableton's too loud? Yeah, I can do that. Here, put the voice up. Ableton down. Is that better? Can you guys hear me? Alright, Portal. See if we can make this sound a little cooler. not feeling super in the mood to produce, just dropping stuff in there and not really thinking about it and seeing what happens. Is it a phaser on the RC20? I don't know how it's in time. Again, I'm just trying not to think too hard about it and see what sort of ideas come of it. Someone linked some sort of sample. We'll check that out later. Little hand drums in there. Alright, there's something. I kind of hate it. Someone wanted to see my project file for Only One with B. Lewis and have me kind of go through it. So I'm going to do that. If I can find it. Where did I put it? The problem with naming project files before you name the song is I can never remember what it was called before it was called Only One. I think I found it. Yeah. Well, I saved the stream. I think Twitch just saves them for a little while. I don't know. Jemenumander. So yeah. All right. So opening up Only One that I worked on with B. Lewis, who's a good buddy of mine, and yeah, I'll just kind of go through it and break it down and what's going on in it, and then we'll work on some more music. And keep dropping some samples too in the chat, guys. Love opening up random samples. Okay, so here's the project file. Let's see how it sounds, though. It's been a while. All right, let me get the levels back. Yeah, I mean, what do you guys want to know about this? I'm always curious. People want to look at my project files. I have no idea what they find interesting. Someone said the bass. All right, so let's go look at the bass and the drop. We'll solo it. All right, so this is the group, and I've got really just a couple layers on it. So the first, I mean, I always have a sub, kind of clean sub by itself when I do a bass like this, kind of a growly bass. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic. I think it's a sample from the Urban Warfare Contact Library, and I dropped all those samples into an instrument rack. So this is 34, so that I could kind of toggle between them. Without having to open up Contact, because I really hate trying to do that. And then above the sub, well, I guess let's look at how I'm processing it. So again, there's some saturation, some compression on it, a little bit of amplification going on. And then this is something I do a lot, this Corpus kick type. And this is something I saw Carmack do in a project file. And it brings out some of the low end. I really have no idea what it's actually doing. But here's without. Here's with. So I just feel like it creates a little bit more resonance down the low end, but I don't know. Someone probably knows. How do I get my sub to register on a phone? Mazer. I'm not really sure what you mean by that. Do you mean like a cell phone? So anyway, it's just about choosing the right sample there. So on top of the sub, I have 2 layers. They're those kind of what do you call those synths? Hoover kind of synths. I don't know, but those are locked in. Those are frozen down samples there, so I don't remember what synth I used for them. But on the top, there's kind of a wide top right there. They're almost like leads, but you put them over the bass. And there's some chords. So I mean that kind of fits with the bass. So and that lead, pretty simple saw right there. Just a lot of compression going on to give it, all that tension. Is this lead from Gladiator? No. No, I don't know what this lead's from. This is some other one that I made. I'll turn it up. So this is this plugin Hive that I used. There's a couple layers, but the main one, I'll show you what that looks like. Hive, I love. Love using Hive. Everything from you, Hayes. Fucking awesome. But, you know, processing it some, not a lot. There's some EQ and some OTT. But it just has some pretty great presets. So this is the other layer. Again, pretty basic, but put it together. Oh yeah, you know, and then on the group, I'm using LFO tool just to give it a little bit of that swell. And I find that, you know, for bass tops and leads and things like this, I've been doing that a lot, using some LFO just to give it some motion, make it feel a little more human, I guess. So then underneath that, there's some chords. And if you know me, there's always a lot of layers there. Try to keep it kind of minimal. So, you know, I mean, these are meant to kind of imitate plucking guitar. And it's really a bunch of basic kind of plucks, but I use this guitar rig to make it sound like a guitar, which works pretty well. So here's without guitar rig, but then using it. And I literally have two guitars sitting next to me, but you know, sometimes I get pretty lazy. So what's going on over here? There's some more. Your kind of basic saw pad, trancy saw pads here. All together. So KRANE Music says, do you jam around or do you have the specific sound in mind when you make the lead sounds? I mean, I usually have a specific melody or an idea or kind of like a feeling. But I mean, again, for me, it's a lot of playing around. You know, I'm not super methodical going into a song where I have it totally in my head. It's kind of just letting go of thinking and messing around until something just sort of sounds cool and going with it. But again, there's like every which way about it. Again, what else is going on in this song? So we got the leads, the bass, there's kind of ethereal vocals going on there too. Drums, you know, I don't know if you guys are interested, but they're pretty straightforward. Kick with some saturation, just a little bit, and some EQing, but that's, you know, that's pretty much it. Snares are kind of a lot. I always have probably like 4 or 5 different layers on the snare. So let's look at those. So this is kind of the main snare where it started. Little high-pitched noise sound. This snare I really like. This came from sample pack from 813, who's a really awesome producer from Russia. I think he's actually a fireman. But his snares have these really good transients and snap to them, even though they're all really clipping. They work. There's There's a little clap in there. The snare, so we got some reverb on it. Yeah, I use Valhalla reverb a lot. This, I don't know where that came from, but it kind of makes sort of a cool sounds, like a crowd. Little collie snare, and that's another clap from 813. Put it all together. Someone said, how do you make your sidechain? You know, I don't use LFO tool for sidechain, and mostly I just use the Ableton sidechain. So right here, I mean, this is it. But what's interesting is, so I mean, oftentimes I'll have like a big chunky kick, right? So the Ableton sidechain won't sound that good because it'll have a really long tail or be really messy, not a nice curve. So a little trick, I think a lot of people do this. Let's look at the curve. So right down here at the bottom, you can see the sidechain is really clean. And that's because I'm actually using a muted track to trigger the sidechain. And let me try to find where it is. So you can see it's called Kick SC. And there it is. So it's a muted track, as you can see right down here. And I think it's just a little tiny sample. And you'll see, I'll show you why that's so much better. So this is using the muted track, but if I were to use the actual kick, I think it's kick drop, right? Let's see what the curve would look like. Yeah, see? And you can go in there with EQ and try to carve it out, and sometimes it works, but usually what I'll do is I'll just make a muted track, and I'll just have it either routing the MIDI in from the kick if I'm using a MIDI instrument, or just drop a sample in there. Get a nice clean. The song sounds different from the final version. Yeah, the final version I actually had, this is before I went to engineering, so I stemmed it out and I actually worked with an engineer. And it's not super different, but you know, he really helped with just kind of leveling everything out. And I don't usually use an engineer to master and mix tracks, but this was one where I wanted to try it out. Gain staging, you know, everything's probably clipping and redlining until it hits my master, and then I'm turning it all down on the master. Someone asked my gain staging process. So I've got this utility here, and then when I go to export stems, you know, I'll just throw another one on. So keep all the volume low. Because you can clip in Ableton all you want at the channel level. If you're turning it down at the master before it's, you know, routing through whatever limiters you're using, I think it's totally fine. All right, so that's that track. Hey Tails, what's up? Send me some samples. Let's make a beat. How did this track get started? It got started with, you know, that's Brad singing. So it got started with a top line actually that he made to some chords and then built it from there. Tails in the chat. Is that the Tails? Is that let's go check out some of his music. There he is. So I don't know if you guys haven't heard this guy. Tails, drop some samples in the chat. All right. What else? What do you guys want to see? Um, so this is, I'm going to open up another file. And it's something that this producer, Hey Manu, sent me. So we got a track going with Jules together called Divisions. And let me play that a little bit. Because then he sent another track that I wanted to work on with just him, because this other one's taking forever to get going. Oh man, which is the version? I don't even know. So this is a song we've been kicking around with Jules and Hey Manu forever. That we have like 20 different mixed versions of it and haven't been able to get it finished yet. And you guys can listen to it while I go to the bathroom. So Hey Manu's on that track, and he sent me a bunch of demos, and I heard this one, and I had to work on it. Now the mix is kind of fucked up. He had a really good mix on it, but a bunch of the plugins are disabled. But yeah, let's fix that right now. See where it goes. I want to do some like fills right there. So what? So he's got his sub mixed in with the top right now. And see if we can do little fills there. Do some little breaks in the music and see if some drum fills sound good there. pitch drop max for live thing. See how that works. Thank you, Tails. New studio spot is it's starting to come together. Triplets, thinking there. Toms. Toms are something I actually really hate doing. It takes me a while. Better little reverses in there. I think I have some in a sample pack somewhere. Maybe. does one live stream while producing and not have CPU issues? You freeze a lot of tracks. This is not with Jules, by the way, Mazar. This is just with Hey Manu. The kick is not really hitting. That sub's too boomy. Pull out those snares a little bit on the little break beat. New studio feeling. How's the new studio feeling? It's good. It's weird. It's weird moving studios. It's weird moving in general, but it kind of throws me off, the whole creative mood. But the sound is good. Unfortunately, I can't stream and use my monitors at the same time because the mic will pick it up. But so far, it sounds pretty good in here. We'll see. If we brought out those snares a little bit. See if that helps with that. Do I always use closed headphones? These are open headphones, actually. But I usually don't use headphones at all. I used to only use headphones. But now I'm just mostly using my new monitors. Got some footprints. Footprint 01s. Those are the new monitors I got. They're cool. Try to fill out that lead a little bit. This one going on sessions. I don't know. I think so. Everything's been kind of delayed with releases for me. So I've gotten kind of held up on this Dim Mak album. So sessions is pretty much done, but I cannot release it until I finish these tracks that I'm committed to Dim Mak, which is a little frustrating, but things will get done. see what kind of leads we can layer on here. Yuck. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's give it some stereo. Alright, I think that's good for today. That was better than I thought I would do. Thank you guys for coming by the stream. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do this maybe daily, every other day. But yeah, hope you guys are good and staying safe. I'll see you guys soon.